Whenever there's a movie on my radar that not everybody knows about, it is my job to tell you guys about it. So let's get into the Toxic Avenger. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Odir, aka the Review, back again with another video. So, for those of you who don't know, there's a new movie coming out called The Toxic Avenger, which is a reboot, also a remake of the original Toxic Avenger. And no, he has nothing to do with Marvel's The Avengers, which it is kind of false advertising having this on my shirt, but also the fact that I don't own anything of that sort of genre. But I'm like, it has an A on it and it's green, so I might as well just take it as it is. For those of you who don't know, The Toxic Avenger was a super horror, also comedy B level movie back in the early 80s. It came out as a Trauma film. And for those of you who don't know, Trauma was one of those studios early on that was independent and also one of the original owners of Jersey, where I feel like, okay, everybody talked about The Toxic Avenger, and mostly because I've heard it on Kevin Smith's podcast. The Toxic Avenger, or Toxie in this case, was known as New Jersey's first official superhero, which is funny to me because I'm like, okay, so our superhero is basically like a mutated monster, but in this case, I don't even know if it's going to be the same way for this because in the original movie, which if those of you who haven't watched it and also don't have an idea of what it's like, try to at least watch the original Toxic Avenger, mainly the first one because they made a franchise out of it, but also I can just say the first one to me is a bit more original and better because the way that movie treated its hero and the way it actually went down with it, I could just say this is a mix of comedy, superhero genre, but also the fact that they try to include horror in one of the weirdest ways because that's one of those things where it's like, okay, we get that it's going B level and everything's not taking itself too seriously, almost to a grindhouse level degree. But if you watch that movie in today's lenses, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that, yeah, there's a lot of risque stuff in that movie. And mostly because I've grew up with it and I've seen it enough throughout the years, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, it's a little bit but it's in tone and in line with what the movie is doing because it's not taking itself too seriously, and also the fact that the movie started out as a nerdy janitor, actually weirded out by everybody, and the fact that he gets bullied into actual toxic waste and transforms into this monster that is actually a hero. He doesn't actually change into it's like, oh, I'm down doing this for revenge. I'm trying to do evil, but he's actually doing good. For this movie, I don't even know how it's gonna go down because the way they describe this movie is gonna be a completely different story than what it's gonna be used to because it's Peter Dinklage in the role this time, and also the fact that they also announced that this movie was originally gonna be distributed 2 years ago in 2023, but the fact is that it didn't find a distributor. And funny enough, with all the violence and gore and all the stuff they were talking about with this new reboot, I said, okay, I don't know if any studio is gonna be taking a risk with movies like that, but I don't even know if it's going to be able to release until a little special movie called Terrifier 3 came out, and the studio company that actually got that movie, Cineverse, they're actually the distributors that are going to be releasing this film. And funny enough, when they said that, I was like, so something tells me that whatever I'm going to see in this trailer is a little bit of what I've been expecting from Terrifier. So I don't know how the gore is going to go down. I don't know how the violence is going to be. Also, the fact that they actually released what he's gonna look like, which it's a little bit more different than before, where he looks like a actual green mutated beast or monster in this case. I don't even know what that's gonna look like. Also, the fact that he has a weapon this time. The trailer's about a minute long, and hopefully this sends a big enough message because movies like this, hopefully they get actual attention because nowadays I don't even know if everybody's down excited for stuff like this because we get the standard superhero movie from Marvel, DC, or whatever other studio out there. Also, who knows if this is going to be something like, okay, this is something for the hardcore horror fans or people who actually know this character are actually beloved. Also, the fact that it's also a superhero that's from Jersey, and I don't even know if that's going to mean anything to people. But besides that, I'm down to see what violence we're going to endure, so let's take a look.
Welcome to Miss Me. Fun new buy, same great grub. We stop your box. Tuna taco, wet burrito. Come try our ultimate sandwich.
The big cock.
What?
Bring the family, bring the
Oh.
kids, bring the granny. I got you, little bro.
Reports that a group of armed
All right,
political
now we're getting into it.
extremists took York, taken hostages and
Nobody special. Just some dude with a
Oh.
fucking antler! You too, dummy! Give me your lunch!
Ooh. Sound effects are weird in this, man. For as brief as that little teaser was, I guess I could say it is kind of doing a little bit of the grind. I wouldn't say grindhouse, but it is kind of trauma, but also the fact that trauma is what originated first, where it came from. But I guess maybe it's just me and the way I'm always seeing like grindhouse as this style of humor or style of filmmaking, and also the fact that this whole burger joint is kind of a little reference in the scene to the first one, and I see that they're kind of redoing it again in here, so where instead of this huge robbery, I guess it's these guys breaking in, and he's going in to fight these guys within the restaurant itself. But yeah, a little bit of piece of gore. We get to see him rip off a mop with a mouth. And I guess the vibe of it too, because it doesn't look like it's taking itself way too seriously than I thought. Because I thought it was going to be that thing where it's like, oh, it's going to be violent for the sake of violence. It's going to be a little bit more dark and more tonally, like every other superhero that's going on nowadays. But I guess they're still originating to the source of what it was and actually trying to have fun with it. We got a glimpse of what the movie's going to look like now, but hopefully with the second trailer they show for this, we're actually going to see a little bit more something like the transformation of how he's actually going to get it transferred into the toxic waste. Also, I don't even know if it's going to be doing this thing where I guess he's going to be a little bit more mutated because he doesn't look like a giant. He doesn't look a little bit more enhanced. He looks like he's been transformed by the toxic waste, and he actually has like that mop as his weapon, which I don't even know if that's going to be like a hardened weapon or that's going to be like a huge staff that just doesn't do anything or shoot anything. But if this is going to be the way they're bringing in the Toxic Avenger for the new age, hopefully we get a good trailer out of it, because I feel like we got a little glimpse of what the movie's going to be like for now. It's not taking itself way too seriously, but with the actual trailer where we get to see some of the stuff in action, I don't know. Something about it is giving me a little bit of Super. If you remember James Gunn's Super, all I can say is it looks good for right now, but I kind of want to see what everything's going to look like now that it's in motion. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. All my social medias down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.